Welcome to our channel. Today, we bring you another topic, Realme 9 Pro versus 13 Pro Max. Learning mobile technology is a must-have skill for everybody in any profession. Mobile technology may be advantageous to you whether you are a mobile app developer or a college student. Knowing where technology is heading helps ensure that you are fully prepared for the future. Let's look at some of the mobile technologies that we could see in the future. Would you please subscribe and click the bell symbol to receive more videos before we continue? Our verdict, iPhone 13 Pro Max. While we believe the iPhone 13 Pro Max's primary selling point is its battery life, the camera is a close second. While these enhancements are the only changes from the iPhone 12 Pro Max, they are helpful and stunning in various ways, making it one of the most excellent camera phones available. Let's briefly go over the changes. The primary camera, which Apple confusingly refers to as the wide camera, has a 12-megapixel sensor with larger 1.9 pixels placed on the largest sensor. Apple has ever put in a smartphone to absorb even more light, which when combined with an f/1.5 aperture allows you to capture some awe-inspiring low-light images, as you'll see in the samples below. In addition, the ultra-wide sensor, which zooms out from the primary image, has been improved. However, the megapixel count is likewise 12 megapixels, the same as last year. Still, it also has Apple's night mode feature, which allows you to snap stunning images in near pitch-dark environments if you can hold the phone still for the required period. The telephoto lens, which allows you to zoom in on faraway objects, has been enhanced to zoom in 3 times optically, which means it physically magnifies the image rather than digitally, which results in a grainier image. That's a nice feature. However, it's bad you can't do 2 times optical zoom because it's sometimes more convenient. Unfortunately, the zoom distance is limited, so you'll have to make do, albeit the iPhone CPU cleans up the digital zoom very well. Regarding the quality of images, the iPhone 13 Pro Max can take days. It's a clear and noticeable upgrade over last year's model. Interestingly, the improvements appear to have been made in the image processing. In some shots, the subject was more precise and brighter where a strong backlight was present, which is difficult to manage on a smartphone camera. While in others, it was clear that the 13 Pro Max had decided to darken the photo to preserve more detail. Although the improvements over the 12 Pro Max or even the 11 Pro Max aren't significant, they are appreciated. Macro photography. The new macro photography mode, which activates instantaneously when you move a phone closer to a subject, is one of the most significant additions to the iPhone 13 Pro Max camera configuration. It's a bit of a shock at first, but after you get used to it, a world of blur becomes evident, and you can shoot some fantastic photos. The only issue with the photographs is the phone's shadow falling on some items due to the camera being so close. However, we can see the macro mode playing for hours since many subjects may appear fascinatingly different when seen ultra close. Low light and night mode. For the iPhone 13 Pro Max, Apple updated all 3 rear camera sensors to make them more effective in low light, and the results are stunning in various ways. The first is that low light images, not employing night mode's long exposure hold still approach, appear much brighter. Everything we photographed appeared to be crisp, sharp, and brilliant, and while there was some grain in the photographs, they were by far the most excellent low-light photos we've seen from any iPhone. Our verdict, Realme 9 Pro Plus. On the Realme 9 Pro Plus, there are 3 back cameras. A 50-megapixel primary snapper leads the charge, and a 2-megapixel macro cohort following closely. The photo quality from the cameras pleasantly pleased us. Snaps seem brilliant and vibrant, with unmistakable clarity and prominent contrast, particularly ultra-wide shots. The color profile was identical in conventional and wide images, eliminating a problem plaguing many multi-camera phones. Moreover, ultra-wide images were scarcely altered when it came to avoided difficulties. Low-light and night photos were fantastic, owing to the Sony IMX766 sensor in the primary camera, which is rather significant and takes in more light. Night photography mode produces images rich in detail, crisp, and properly exposed, with light sources in the frame not blowing out the remainder of the picture. Even though we didn't have the time to hold the camera steady for many seconds, as night mode required, we could get an acceptable photo using the primary photo mode. We are pleasantly delighted by the Realme Pro 9 Plus's ability in low-light photography, which is unusual for a cheap phone. The front-facing camera has a resolution of 16 megapixels, and while selfies looked okay, we found them to be a touch washed out. We were spoiled by the colorful photos of the primary camera, but we would like to see more colorful selfies. Video recording is supported up to 4K, which is quite normal for any current smartphones, but only at 30 FPS. 60 FPS is only possible if the resolution is reduced to 1080p. The video quality was comparable to photography's, however, focusing during recording was erratic, leaping to refocus on different objects instead of smoothly gliding between them. The Street is a new camera mode that we haven't seen previously, and it appears to be for street photography, with a few distinct filters. Unfortunately, it didn't provide further benefits above the usual camera settings and filters in practice. There's also a tilt-shift option, which we've seen a few smartphone cameras try previously. Still, AI software has never been able to replicate the difficult camera hardware trick effectively, and it's the same here. Macro, panoramic, pro, slow-mo video, document scanning, time-lapse, and dual-view video capabilities are among the modes available. In one line, if you want to compare camera of both phones, then it will be like OnePlus 9 Pro comes up with the primary camera of 48 megapixels, f/1.8 rear, plus 50 megapixels, f/2.2 ultra-wide, plus 8 megapixels, f/2.4 telephoto, plus 2 megapixels, monochrome, quad camera with LED flash, whereas Apple iPhone 13 Pro Max comes up with the 12 megapixel, f/1.6 wide angle, plus 12 megapixel, f/2.4 ultra wide with autofocus. Some of the camera features for both phones include Hasselblad color calibration, HDR, panorama. From our opinion, around 433% more megapixels (MP) than Apple's iPhone 13 Pro Max. More resolution generally means better picture quality, though it's not always necessary. And in front camera, around 33% more megapixels (MP) than Apple iPhone 13 Pro Max. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and do not forget to subscribe and hit the bell button.